This is the last episode of our podcast.
So how do you deal with varying payouts? Because not all the time it's rainbows and butterflies, right? When it comes to trading, you'll have
Right.
your losing days.
All right.
So how do you overcome that situation?
So the way I do it is that I count my P&L, my profit and losses, not based on per trade basis, but on a per session basis. It can be a time-based session like 1 month, 1 week, or a year. It can be and for my kind of strategy, sometimes I would do a session based on if I have an exposure or not.
Okay.
So it's really based on, it's not based, basically what I'm trying to say, it's not based on per trade. So you count it by the several number of trades. Let's say in a month, right? You count that way. You
Correct.
don't count per trade. And at the same time, you need to have that's why it's really important na meron kang consistency. Kasi if you cannot find a way to work out your consistency, yes, hindi ka mabubuhay sa trading. But if you would be able to say that at the very least I can get 2% a month,
Yeah.
or at the very least I can get 12% per month, then all other losses, can be accounted for.
So basically, what you're trying to do is looking at it from a bigger picture.
Yes, because if you're going to look at it on a per trade basis, Dominic already mentioned, Sandra already mentioned it, part of trading is losing. So it's part of the game. It's impossible that a trader will have 100% win rate. Impossible talaga. So part of trading, day in and day out, you're going to experience some losses.
Okay. So how about you, Coach Dom? What's your take on that?
Okay, so I measure in terms of what I teach my students, since we are day traders, it's a different matrix. So it's a different type of data that we're looking at. For example, both Coach Xander and Coach Jerry, they're swing traders. So it's more of the bigger long-term, medium-term to longer term, right? For me, it's really short-term. It's a daily. We see our trades on a daily basis. That's why it's called day trading. We get our positions out before the end of the trading session. And what we usually specialize, or in terms of what we focus on, is really the New York morning session, specifically from 9:30 until 11:30. We're done, unless you want to trade the afternoon session. And usually the afternoon session is really, it can either range or what we call the power hour, which is from 3, well, here in the Philippines, it's 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. That's when they try to balance the books. And that's when they make in the moves. But sometimes it doesn't happen all the time. So again, in terms of me measuring the success, it's really more, again, there's times where we lose. Like you
Right,
said,
yeah.
losing is part of trading. So at that particular day or that particular session, I'm ended up in loss. And that's fine. We have to accept that. Like they said, losing is part of trading. But at the same time, if you're looking at the grand scheme of things, if you're looking at on a monthly, let's say, period, yes, you have to at least, for my standard, would be at least 2% up to 10%, depending on the market you're trading. Because there's some markets can be volatile, and some markets are not. And again, with what's going on right now, it's highly volatile.
Yeah.
Because the tweeting of what President Trump, it just moves the market either up or down. But the thing is, sometimes it's unexpected. So you have to also be. It can make you money, but also you can blow your account. So you have to know when to get out. So again, you have to manage your losses. That's the biggest thing. It's not how much money you make, but it's
about
managing your losses.
managing
Yeah. So again, whatever your strategy is, it's going to either be a swing trading, or like me as a day trader, it really depends on how you are trading that market, right?
Right.
So that's how we measure. But bottom line is how to manage your risk and your loss.
So basically, that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Was there a time where you felt like one trade could blow all your efforts, to the dust?
Yeah. So yes, especially, and I think Coach Xander and Coach Jerry would agree to this, especially when you move your stop loss. Once you move that
Yeah.
stop loss, all bets are off. They say you don't know you can blow your account just in that one trade. That's why, like I said, the most important thing is to stick with that stop loss. If you're gonna take that loss, don't move your stop loss, because that stop loss is already managed. It's already managed. But once you move that stop loss, wala na, wala. So you can easily just blow on that one trade your whole account that you've been building up for, let's say, a month.
Yeah.
Kasi yung sinasabi ko, yung greed, di ba? Kala mo you're always right. But like I said from the beginning, what I mentioned before, the market will definitely humble you if you don't follow your rules.
So this is the final stretch of our episode for today. So we're gonna talk about some knowledge bombs for you guys. So one of the things that I'm curious to know, if you were to start from zero, meaning you have the experience already but you don't have the resources, what are the things that you would do differently?
So for me, siguro kung back to zero, like zero capital, I would try to find capital. So I guess get a job, right? Or kung meron naman na akong experience sa trading, get someone to fund my capital. Get someone else to fund my capital. So yun yung pinaka-importante kasi you won't be able to earn money from trading if you don't have capital, and your profit will always be a percentage of that capital. So the more you have, the better it is, but you won't be able to do that if you really don't have money or any source of it. Another thing siguro na I'm going to start with, and I hope that I can still do it, I still have the time, is to learn how to code. Kasi in this era of trading robots and basically being able to code your strategy, I think it is something that a lot of traders will benefit from.
Right. Especially with the rise of AI.
Rise of AI, right? And most of the platform right now are open coded. You can actually code your own strategy, your own indicators based on their platform.
Yeah.
PineScript, for example.
All right. So how about you, Coach X? Like, what would you do differently?
Okay, so same thing. Maghanap ako ng capital. Like, let's say zero talaga. But I have the experience. So, okay na ako dyan. Siguro you would be asking me if magpa-prop firm ako. I don't think so. Kasi, like, let's say if I'm in the same situation I'm in right now, meron akong obligations. Yung problem kasi sa prop firm is that although, since natanggal yung time limit on how long it will take na parang yung time limit, 'di ba, para pumasa. Before kasi I think may max yan na parang if you don't pass in 3 months, parang forfeited na, if I'm not mistaken. So ngayon, wala na, unlimited. Yung problem kasi dyan is for my situation, since madami akong kailangan bayarin na bills din, it will take time before I pass and get a payout. And yung problem din dyan is hindi ganun ka-conducive ang style ng swing trader sa prop firm.
Yes.
That's one of the things na napansin ko. Kasi ang swing trader, for example, may mga times talaga na hindi nagtitrade. And there are times na if you hold a trade for a few days, for example, and then like let's say bumalik sa entry point ulit, and then mag-aantay ka ulit. So those are some of the things that will happen kung nagtitrade ka sa swing trading style. Now, doon sa prop firm kasi is if finalo mo yung style na yan, first of all, kailangan mo mag-antay. And second din, you will incur swap fees. So medyo hindi na siya ganun ka favorable din para sa style ng mga swing trader. And you have to pass first. So kung hindi ka nakapasa, or like let's say nag-run pa yung trade mo, it will take a while before you pass, and then hindi ka makaka-payout sa first round, di ba? So parang I forgot ilang rounds pa bago ka pwedeng magka-payout, second or third pa, ganyan. So if you have existing obligations, like kunyari mga monthly bills mo and you have absolutely no capital, medyo hindi ganun ka-conducive if style ko ang usapan. So I probably won't. One of the things that I'm curious about would be siguro working sa broker. Kasi passion din yung yung forex. So I would want to know yung ins and outs ng ano nangyayari sa loob ng broker. That's where I would get yung yung funds ko pang capital din. So again, tama naman din si Coach Jerry, get a job. At least meron kang something stable, you have something that you can feed your dependents mo. You can go about with your day-to-day life. And then, yung trading, pwede mo siyang i-compound naman din eh. Pwede mo siyang i-supplement, kumbaga. And then, yung teaching, I would probably still go back to that. Pero to teach also, you would also need yung capital din.
Yes,
Kasi
of
business
course.
din yan eh, di ba? You would need to invest in, Zoom Pro, mga ganyan. You would also need to invest in yung mga ibang software that can house your videos, yung mga website, ganyan, lahat-lahat ng ganyan. If you decide to scale, you need to employ. So, may mga bagay na ganyan na if you have nothing left, talagang mahirap siyang gawin. So I would say same thing lang kami ni Coach Jerry, the same thing I would do is get a stable job first and then from there build ulit.
Yeah, that's where you scale up.
Oo. So yun, start simple muna.
How about you, Coach Dom? If you're gonna start from zero capital, like what are the things that you do differently?
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I lost over 100,000 US dollars. So I was really down to zero. I was relying more on my job at that time. But at the same time, kung wala akong trabaho, I think if I got no job. And in fact, prop firms in the future space, in the future industry was beginning. And that's when Lilo came up. Lilo was the first ones, and then came Top Step. I think I would have taken that opportunity. In fact, I did get funded by Lilo. And that's what I would do in terms of, again, we're trading in different type of industries. You both, Coach Jerry and Coach Xander, they're more in the Forex. Me, I was already exposed to the futures and the opportunity that the prop firms had already done. Remember, Marcello had his own prop firm, Speed Up. And there was the opportunity where you can get basically, there's an expense in buying the evaluation, but not as much when you have to fund for a live account. Because in futures, you need to at least have, at that time, at least $1,200 just to open a live account. And at that time, wala pang micros. It's the e-mini. So you really need a big, basically, deposit just to trade. So for me at that time, it was, if I started off in the prop firm space, in the futures was there, which Lilo began, that's what I've been doing. In fact, I got my first funding through Lilo, then came Top Step. So that's what I would do differently in terms of if I had no zero capital.
Right.
Again, each of us have a different experience depending on the instrument we're trading. You know.
Yeah, basically it varies from person to person based from their condition.
Again, like for example, their style is swing trading, right? Yes, you can. Most prop firms won't allow the swing trading, right? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, like I said, with what we were doing and what Marcello was doing, we were all focused on day trading. We get our position in within 2 hours. And we do that consistently. Just build up your account on a funded account, and with that funded account, basically, an evaluation we only required one. Well, you're right. It started off as 2 tests. Ngayon, two-step evaluation. But now it's 1 step to get a funded account, which is, I think it provides more opportunity, especially for people who have the skill to do it. Like you were saying, if we had zero capital but we had the experience, I would go to the prop firm in terms of futures. Now, I don't know about the Forex. You guys, like I said, Coach Xander had more of a expertise. Yeah.
So if zero capital but with experience, I would go back and try to trade futures rather than Forex. Kasi from my experience, mas mabilis kumita sa futures compared to Forex, simply because of how each is traded differently. Like for example, we are swing traders not only because of choice, but because for us that's the most effective way to trade, right? In futures, on the other hand, I never traded that as a swing trader. You never will. I think the most profitable way to trade it is really by day trading. So if you really want to make money, and if I'm trying to be smart about it, I would go back to futures trading.
Correct. Again, it depends on what your goal is. If you don't have enough time to day trade, you can do swing trading in forex. Again, it's more conducive swing trading in forex than it is in futures. So it really depends on what you have available in terms of time wise, because not a lot of people can do day trading at a specific time, so they'd rather have a position on a swing trade and can monitor it either daily or weekly and just do that. Say now they can also do other things, like for example run your other businesses rather than always watching that position. So it really depends.
Actually, maganda din yung na bring up yung different styles in the different markets as well. Like there are some styles that are more conducive for certain markets. So I've never tried futures yet. Going to try soon since na-mention nyo. But in Forex, for example, there are some styles that are less stressful talaga in terms of because of how the brokers handle it. So one of the things that I've noticed in Forex brokers is that, for example, you have a stop loss in a certain area. Some Forex brokers will hit that stop loss most likely because that stop loss is an area that a lot of traders are putting their stop losses at. But when you look at TradingView, the stop loss wasn't actually hit. So if you do something like position trading or maybe like swing trading, you might avoid getting hit like that. Siguro in the way manipulation. For yung mga scalpers and day traders, they are more prone to being hit by those siguro broker manipulated moves. Not that you can't day trade or you can't be profitable day trading or scalping naman in forex kasi kaya. It's probably a matter of what's more efficient and effective in terms of stress management din. Na okay, as long as you're aware na your broker may actually manipulate yung data na ganyan in forex and you still choose to kunyari mag-day trade ka or mag-scalping ka, then okay naman kasi that's your choice. As long as you go in with open eyes na this is yung parang mas favorable doon sa swing trade or position trades yung structure ng forex, then I think you're fine. Just like sa prop firm naman din in forex, if you go in kahit swing trading ka, at least you know what to expect. So there's no room for regrets din. Although in prop firms, for most prop firms talaga, to pass quickly, talagang scalping and day trading. So I'm guessing it's the same din sa futures, no? If you go in sa swing trading and then, like let's say you're a swing trader and you know na it's not as effective but you still go in, there's that accountability naman. Parang ganyan.
Yeah, I think it varies talaga based from the training style of a person, right? That plays a role. So I believe that trading is not for everyone. And one of the questions I have, this is the last question. So how will you know if trading is for you or not? What are the signs that you need to look for?
Okay. For me, personally, I think everyone can learn trading. I think everyone can be good at trading, or everyone has the potential to be good in trading. But it would depend at what stage of life you're at. So, again, no, yung success mo will depend on probabilities din. So, like yung na-mention ni Coach Jerry and ni Coach Dom, if you don't have a job and you go into trading, although you can, but you need to be aware of yung odds. Yung problem kasi for most people is that they're not aware of the odds. Or parang, alam mo yung parang may Superman syndrome. Yung parang, okay, even if yung odds are stacked against us, mahilig ako sa drama. So, I'll just go with it pa rin. And ang mangyayari dyan is if they don't make it work, then, ayan, madidepress na. But then, it's all about knowing kasi what part of life you're at and whether you think you can take the risk or not. So, for the general public siguro, general population, I would suggest don't go into trading if you have debts. That's one. If madami kang utang, use your active income to pay it off first. That's one. Second is, if wala kang job Or if you don't have a steady source of income, pwede sa business, pwede naman sa freelancing, I don't suggest go into trading yet unless you really want to stress yourself out, diba? Parang ganyan. Then that's one thing. And siguro if you don't have savings, ganyan. Although kaya naman, again, no, kaya naman eh. Lahat kaya. But the question is whether or not you're willing to take that risk.
Right.
So it's all about knowing your own, hindi lang sa trading risk appetite eh. In life din eh. What is your risk appetite when it comes to life situations? Ayan.
I think you should. So I think you mentioned a lot of things. No, if you have debt, you have to clear that up. If you have savings, or you gotta build that up, then as well. No, I think those are the important things for you to start trading. Kasi you need that mental toughness din, lalo na kapag onti lang yung resources mo. Oh, but the safest route, I believe, would be to have that capital first. So thank you, Coach X, for your answers.
Yeah, let me add to that, no?
Yeah.
When it comes to trading kasi, what most people underestimate is yung, like you said, no, yung mental toughness that you need. So, when you lose a trade kasi, and this is something that I've noticed teaching, generally people don't like to be wrong. And I think that's siguro it's a human behavior kind of thing. So the moment na they lose, meron ng indication na ay mali ako. I need to gain it back, and I think it's an ego thing. I need to win it back so that I can prove to myself na hindi ako mali.
Yeah.
And that's when the cycle starts eh. So for example, you lose, and then na-feel mo ay mali ako. So I need to win it back to show myself na tama ako. And if you also add to that yung may onting desperation if you don't have yung resources or you need to, kunyari, pay a school fee of your kid, ganyan, di parang na double whammy siya. Yung cool part is that there are some people who are able to get past that. But then, again, tatanungin natin sa sarili natin, how many people can do that out of yung general population? That's why, siguro, if we want to be on the safer side, like yung sinabi mo, talagang make sure you have money available before you start your trading journey. Ayan. Or if not, mag-demo account muna. Kasi you can practice naman with play money muna. So that at least, when you have your money ready, at least nandyan na yung skill.
And also, you just need to build that confidence, especially if you're a beginner.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So, sim trading muna tayo.
Yeah.
Okay. So, thank you, Coach X. How about you, Coach Dom?
Again, for me, I think it's really when I see the students, especially when I interview the students, I want to see where their mindset is. If it's talaga yung they want to make 1 million pesos in 1 month, I won't take them. Because their mindset is already trying to make the money rather than try and be good at the process, right? The process, the trading process of how to manage the risk and being consistent in taking high probability trade setups. Hindi basta trade ka lang kasi inahabol mo yung profit, inahabol mo yung pera. Kasi my goal is, like you were saying, if you don't, like you said, you have no job, but you need to pay, you have expenses that amount to 10,000, let's say 10,000 pesos in that month, I need to make at least 10,000 for that month. Because like I said, if you're chasing that money, and I learned this the hard way when I lost 100,000 because I was chasing the money. So it's really the mindset. If you really want to learn, it's about the learning a new skill, and that takes a lot of practice, like sim trading. Be good at sim trading, where someone can evaluate, a mentor can evaluate your sim trading. If you're consistent enough, then the mentor will tell you, okay, go. See how you do with a live account, or even with a evaluation, like in what we're doing, like what you did, in terms of how well did I do in my sim traders compared to the evaluation I took. Kung pasado ka sa evaluation, then yun, may funded account ka na. Now, it's a different type of mindset when you trade the evaluation into a funded account.
Yeah.
So that's another skill or mindset you need to have. Hindi basta I can get a fast payout. Kasi I see some of my students, once they pass that evaluation, pwede ako magkuha ng payout. Hindi. You have to be just as diligent in terms of your trading plan to be consistent in not only managing the risk, but also being able to stop yourself at a certain profit target per day.
Right. Yeah.
Kasi kung hinahanap mo yung profit, you might end up over trading and you blow your opportunity to get a payout or even blow that funded account.
Right.
So it's really important to pace yourself and really be more focused on the, like they say, the process.
Process, yeah.
Rather than the money.
So I believe process and mindset are both integral
Exactly.
to be a successful trader. So how about you, Coach Jerry? I'm curious on your thoughts.
So for me, there's no harm in learning how to trade. It is something that will upgrade anyone who would try to learn how to trade. And for me, this is also the reason why we keep on saying trading is not for everyone. But at the same time, it is for everyone. Everyone can learn how to trade. There's nothing wrong with that. There's no harm in doing that. And if anyone can keep at it, eventually they are going to earn money. It's
Right.
just a matter of time. Just like how we try to become a doctor or a lawyer, right? As long as we keep at it, we are going to graduate eventually, right? But we have to go back na hindi ganun kasimple yun. That sometimes there are other factors involved, like kailangan din ng capital talaga. Okay, what's your current situation in life? Okay, but if you want to be successful, one thing that you need to make sure that you have is that kind of commitment. Yung commitment talaga to learn and to push forward every time. Because if you do that, regardless of your situation, there's a big chance that you're going to succeed.
Right.
And
yeah.
this is not just for trading. I think this is just for everything that you want to do. Okay? But if you want to know who's going to be successful, it's also a matter of how we choose our course in college. Why do we choose to become a doctor, or why do we choose to become a lawyer instead? So we have to ask ourselves, why do we want to become a trader? So if it's just about the money, well, you can make money as a doctor or as a lawyer as well. So there should be something deeper if you want to be part of this quote-unquote profession as a trader. And for me, it's really a passion for me. Parang every time I watch TV, I watch news, that converts to something what will happen in the market tonight. Now, what's going to happen if Trump do this? Or what's going to happen if there's some rallies in the United States, and there's a lot of rallies right now. So everything is parang for me, it what makes me tick as a person. So that's the reason I wanted to become a trader, and I've been in this industry since 2003, right? So for me, find another reason other than money if you want to become a trader, because you won't be successful in this work, because it's not just about the money. Money is just a result of your performance as a trader talaga eh. But if you cannot do the commitment, if you cannot have sleepless nights, right? If you cannot try to learn new strategies, if you are not comfortable learning new things all the time, you won't be successful as a trader.
Yeah. And adaptability is
Adaptability,
one thing,
yes.
right?
Yes, you need to
Lalo
adapt.
na sa market, it's ever changing.
Yeah.
So for me, it all boils down then dun sa character. Basically, what we've all discussed boils down to the character of the person. If he or she is ready to trade. So I think that's it. There you have it, guys. We've heard a lot of interesting things. Thank you guys for sharing your thoughts about trading. That is really helpful. So trading can be a great activity when it comes to creating freedom, making more money. But one of the things that we need to look at as well is the effort that we need to do, commitment, right? And the mindset that we need to have in order for us to start trading. So if this episode resonated well with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell. So again, this is JD, and thank you for listening to Hustler's Edge. Oh my God. Okay. think so. Kasi we can redo it.
Thanks for listening, guys. Again, this is your host, JD from The Hustler's Edge. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you're up to date. Thanks for watching. See you soon.